this is our program. There's a copy of it at the desk. I'm going to provide just a few very brief introductory remarks. I'll then turn it over to my esteemed colleague, Professor Lynn Wilson, who's our Vice Dean for Partnerships. She's going to talk a little bit about the new initiatives at the university and specifically in the faculty to attract international students. And then we're going to have a series of presentations, and this is focused primarily on our professional degree programs. These are not the doctoral stream programs. We're not going to be talking about that today. Clinical programs and research programs, and in addition, we're going to have some course-based masters. So we have two programs that are course-based, not thesis-based. Most of these are two-year programs. We're going to have, at the end, some input from the School of Graduate Studies. They're going to tell you a little bit about what we have for student support. And then probably the most important part of this is the last part, where you're going to have a chance to meet and greet the individual faculty chairs and leaders of programs you might be interested in. We'll just have to improvise here, kind of pick a corner somewhere. We'll have our leaders, our chairs, kind of raise their hand, and please feel free to ask them questions, talk to them, and discuss with them your own interest and about applying for training in their program. So let's get started. So why the University of Toronto? I hope you all know this, but this is a world-class place of learning. There is no question about that. We're the #1 university in Canada according to just about every ranking. And this is not just the overall university, but specifically the Faculty of Medicine programs. In the most recent Times Higher Education ranking, we're the 3rd-ranked medical school in the world. So that's extraordinary if you think about it. And so we feel that we have a lot to offer to students domestically and internationally. And so this is part of our effort to get our brand out there and to attract students from all over the world to come here to study and to learn, because we're probably one of the best kept secrets around. And we kind of want to make us better known. And we're number 11 in the world for medicine and life science, if you can combine those two areas. In the QS rankings and in the Times Higher Ed rankings. If you combine those two, so that's clinical and research training, those two areas, we're ranked number 11. It's a great place to come to school. So we have a number of different kinds of training programs, but for the purpose of this workshop, we're going to focus on the professional masters and the course-based masters. And you can see the numbers of students. So we do have a large number of students that we train. And one of the advantages, we talk about the Toronto advantage, is you get to train and you get to be exposed to a huge number of sites and hospitals, research centers, clinical training centers, if you're a student here, a graduate student. And this is just some of those. The ones in blue are the hospital settings where a number of our professional programs have students who are engaged in clinical rotations. And overall, we now have 29 either fully or partially affiliated hospitals and sites across the GTA. And that is what makes us unique. There is no other place in North America, and I would venture to say the world, where you have a city of over 6 million people with one faculty of medicine. It's unheard of. And there are huge advantages to that in terms of the depth and breadth of training that you can get. And in a survey that was done by the Canadian Graduate and Professional Student Association, this is spring 2016, there were 196 professional master students from U of T who participated in this. And these are just the highlights of how they responded to the questions. Over 90% rated their relationship with their faculty as good to excellent. 90% were satisfied with the quality of their graduate education. 92% were satisfied with their academic experience. And 84% indicated they would either likely or definitely recommend the program here at U of T to someone who was thinking about pursuing the same career path. So that's from your peers. Those are the ratings from your peers. So as you go through the workshop, think about coming here for graduate training, think about what area you might want to pursue, and then speak to the individual presenters at the end of the workshop. So with that, I'll introduce Professor Lynn Wilson, and she'll talk a little bit about the international initiatives.